Good Monday again. This is take two. Oh no, what? I had to restart my computer. Everything was glitching, but seemed to be doing fine. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. I ended up taking a trip back to Arkansas. My parents are moving, so brought back some stuff and helped them go through some stuff. But it was good. Spent time with my brother. It was all good. But hope this isn't glitching. We'll see. Um, anyway, shout out to Brittany for running Blood on the Clock Tower on Friday night. It seemed to be very successful. Everybody had a good time. We get the local uh, pubs here doing something there. So more on that down the road. Millennium Con coming up here in a couple weeks. I have to start getting ready for that. Printing like crazy still. Had a couple of print jobs to do, so got those done. We're back to printing Marcher. Going back and printing stuff I printed quite a while ago. I've got some fantasy fairy stuff, which I kind of look and I said some stuff. I said, hey, I've got something similar. So we're printing up a bunch of that for Moonstone and hopefully be running a campaign shortly with Moonstone. So I'm having a great time with it. As I've mentioned last couple of videos, having a good time. Good time. Mike's got several guys playing Horse Heresy. They're having a great time with that. We're going to be working on then got some other stuff want to get on the table here before the end of the year, and it's almost October. It's like wow, gone fast. So we'll work on that from here in the year. Also got to think about store anniversary coming up on 9 years. Need to work on a date on that. It's interesting. Our first day was actually, I believe, October 16th back in the day, but it was kind of soft opening. We really got going around the 1st of November. So I'm going to look at dates, probably shoot for something uh, maybe the second week in November. Need to look at that and get that nailed down. Because that's coming up fast. The computer's doing weird stuff. Um, hopefully, it's not glitching too bad on you guys. Like I said, I really can't tell until after record. If it's not too bad, I'll probably run with it. Anyway, news stuff. Um, I just had another conversation about the gentleman actually lately about the cards. They're selling well overall. Um, but I don't know if I'm back or not. Hopefully, let's see. I'm gonna do a couple things here. Okay, seem to be doing okay now. Like I said, I've got on my side, so you guys see. Um, yeah, talking about cards. Cards are doing well. It's interesting. Spider Man has slowed down. Uh, not quite what Final Fantasy, which is kind of to be expected. But you can make money just selling cards, but you have to sell singles. You have to stay on top of the market and all that stuff. And I mentioned it multiple times. You know, time do that. But it's interesting talking about Spider-Man. The booster boxes have already, looks like, dropped below MSRP, and that's tough for me to match. I can go a little bit lower, but then I do need to make a minimal amount on stuff what I sell um, to pay the bills. It's one of those interesting. Yes, I want to sell stuff, and you can kind of do volume of stuff, but once it drops down to a certain percentage, it's tough. So that's one of the problems with cars. You can do really well, then I would say the market bottom drops out, but kind of like stocks, you just never know what it's going to do. Anyway, enough from that. I've talked about that before. I do have an issue still with one of our printers. I hadn't figured it out. I'll probably do some research today on that. Yeah, the y-axis is off. For those who print, know what that means. It's off about an inch. I just, on these bamboos, everything's, once again, it's like anything that's automatic and easy to work with. That's great until something messes up, and since it's automated, I don't know how to fix it. So got to do some more digging on that. Probably contact Bamboo Direct this week on that. See, yeah, of course, driving to Arkansas back about 8 hours for my brothers, 9 hours for my parents. Yeah, a lot of thoughts. I should have wrote them down or something. I think I had some great thoughts, but I slept. They're gone. I'll probably think of them again, of course, after this recording. Things I definitely want to talk to Mike. Kind of one thing about any business, I guess, especially retail business, is continue looking on what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what you're selling. Once again, if you're not, you can get behind the power curve. So probably sit down with Mike, maybe even tomorrow, and discuss some of those stuffs. Once again, it's not that I want to make drastic changes, but definitely I think if you're not forward looking, you can get behind the power curve. Talked about in the past several companies, several brands, if you will. And be honest, Catalyst is one. Not a bad product, good gain, but it's interesting. We got Leviathan in, and once again, the follow up or even support from Catalyst is, like I said, non-existent. They don't have its stuff listed on their website for sale. The starter box is out there in the wild, but you can't find any of the faction boxes or anything else about it. They got BattleTech Gothic is out there. Once again, I got some stuff on pre-order, but it's just kind of like halfway doing stuff. And I've talked about Callus before. I don't know. Along with that, we've been talking paints a lot. I've been talking paints to a lot of customers. We have Citadel Games Workshop, Army Painter, Reaper, and Monument, and I just picked up Turbo Dork, and we have the Color Forge primers. Been talking to several customers the last same month about the Army Painter Fanatics. Overall, they like it. But once again, that's just a handful of people. And is it worth bringing in a new paint line for those comments. It's tough. It's tough. I go back. I've talked multiple times about bringing Vallejo in. Um, kind of, I think where we're at right now is bringing in some of the sets of Army Painter or the new stuff for people to try out, see what they think. Also, really leaning against one of the smaller racks, like the game cut or model color racks from it's kind of what I did with Turbo Dork. Once again, they do have smaller racks. It is a limited product. Can I? It's what's going to sell. Sorry, I blacked out again on my end. Plus, honestly, Monument keeps Alex, and if I carry more Turbo Dork, once again, do I really even need the thing? The problem with bringing a new line, even the Army Fanatics, is a substantial investment up front. Over time, yeah, you can make some money. But once again, that initial investment, is there other stuff I can invest in and get return on it quicker? It's once again about cards. A lot of this stuff is really kind of different than, I don't say the stock market, but you can buy stuff that can sell the next couple weeks if you can get it. Say Pokemon cards, you can turn that pretty fast. But once again, you have to sell a lot of $5 packs, or you go with Games Workshop. The new tanks are what, $210, but I don't have to sell a couple of those tanks to make turn that money. Anyway, it's always a thought and thinking through all this stuff. And and then once again, I hadn't even mentioned board games. Well, I have before, but not today. Trying to keep up with board games is always a challenge. There's so many out there. It's crazy. So enough on that. I throw this out there. I'd love to get some feedback from you guys of anything you'd like me to talk about. It's and just feedback in general. I actually like talking to new customers to get their input, because as you guys know, I do a lot of conventions. It's really nice to see what outside my walls, what is going on. Now, I do need to take and count what will my customers buy and bring in something new, be it paint, cards, or a board game. But once again, I really try to stay ahead and see what's going on out there. I watch a lot of several videos I follow of guys podcast. That's what I listened to actually a lot this weekend when I was driving. Found a couple good Moonstone podcast / videos that I listen to, and it makes me really even want to get more invested. That's the reason I'm going to do campaign and like to even run a small tournament. I know there's people outside of the store here in Atlanta that do play. Would love to get some of those people in playing, and that's another aspect. Yes, we're here in Atlanta. Once we're spoiled with the stores, but we're on the south side, and it's always a challenge to get people from the south side to drop down. And I think that's where if you do tournaments and stuff like that, you can get people to come in. Then the whole discussion about running a tournament over the weekend, is that good or bad? It's both for the store, to be honest. You have that stuff. But I tell you, I go back to Blood on the Clock Tower, working with Brittany. I like that aspect and her excitement, and once again of getting people that might not come into the store coming in, get our regular customers seeing other things. And then, like I said, we've talked about it multiple times over the years, is going outside the store and doing stuff. And I think this is possibly a great opportunity. So yeah. Like I said, I had some great thoughts. When you would drive for 8 hours by yourself, it's interesting. I had a book to listen to, Spotify, a couple playlists. I had saved a podcast. I had a couple of YouTube videos I was going to listen to. And a lot of times I was like every 30, 45 minutes, I'd rotate to another one. Then I might go 30 minutes and not even listen to anything. So it was kind of, at one point I was laughing to myself of my, okay, I might once, in fact, one case, the book I was listening to, I listened about 10 minutes. So I'm like, I'm bored with this, and went to something else. So, yeah, laughing myself. Anyway, I got prints to get going. Gonna, I'm still working on the big Zeppelin for Marcher, in between other stuff I'm trying to do. That's a challenge because some of these big pieces, I'm printing one at a time. I do need, and hopefully tomorrow, Wednesday, sit down and take an inventory of what Marcher stuff I have left printed. I have sold some stuff they did release, drop 2 new things this weekend. One of them is the US bikes. They're on old school motorcycles. They look cool. I'll probably print up a couple, 5 of those. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do today. See what those look like. I do have this dude I'm gonna paint, work on today. I kind of think I know how I'm gonna paint him. Gonna experiment with some of those turbo door shift changing. It's an ice giant, so they have an ice blue shifting paint. I think that might work well. So I got a couple things I want to try on that. So I'll get that primed. I should be getting turbo dork in this afternoon. Got to do some ordering today. Yeah. So once again, truly a ramble. Not much meat to this video, but if you listen to it, I appreciate you. And yeah, please give me feedback, either comment or just direct if you're a regular customer. And I want to do some more in-depth stuff. I definitely looking at Moonstone. Definitely want to do some more Marcher stuff as we play more and kind of focus on some of the stuff like that. But with that, I'm going to run and start my multitasking and see how well I do or don't do. Oh, by the way, Georgia Tech won. Georgia lost. You guys take care. Bye.